right, good afternoon. It is May 29th. It is 2021. It is Saturday, and you are here at the DIY Ukulele Live Workshop. If it's your first time here, oh yeah, and it is Memorial Day weekend. I was in the Air Force, and I'm a veteran, and I just want to say to all those that have fallen, which some have, uh, here's to you. But anyways, if it's your first time, my name is Daniel Tim Tim. I'm the ukulele instructor here at Dave's Island Instruments, and every other Saturday we do a free ukulele workshop for all you beginners out there. Hopefully to get you started, give you a few tips and tricks on how to get started on the ukulele. I think I started playing ukulele 5 years ago, and I learned a few things, and yeah, I just like to share my knowledge with people out there just like yourselves. And today we're just gonna go over a few things. I just played Island Style, which is, I should have had this on the screen, which is this song here. Maybe we'll go over it a little bit at the end. If you haven't already, also too, like, comment, or subscribe down there just to get notifications on the next classes. We do these every 2 weeks, and pretty soon we'll be doing more. Let's see, what was I gonna say? A little bit out of it today. It's been a crazy week. I'm just coming off of vacation, so it's like trying to get back into the swing of things, and it's kind of crazy. But today, actually, what I'm going to be talking about is practice. I'm going to go over my sheets and stuff like that. If you guys look in the description below, there are links to starter sheets and song sheets, just like this one. And there's a bunch of songs in there just to get you started. So you guys can go to those links. It's on a Google Drive, and you can download at your pleasure. So, let me go. Let me get a drink of water first. Oh, hi, Vons. How you doing? I see a couple people just got on, and yeah, I'm excited. But happy Memorial Day to everybody this weekend. I know there's a lot of vacations going on, and people are traveling and stuff like that. So be safe out there. Make sure you play your ukulele, okay? So let's get started. We are going to, actually, also too, you guys can check out our website. Right now we have some awesome, why is this on? We do have ukuleles for sale. I do have to go to Ohana. We are kind of running low, and I heard on the grapevine that actually, supplies are low for ukuleles around the world, or any instruments. So, oh, it's Veda. Hi, Veda. I was wondering when you. Actually, we are gonna start. I was gonna start this Saturday. I was gonna have a free class this Saturday, this morning, but I think there's a lot of people that are busy this, schools ending, graduations, all that, Memorial weekend. So probably in the next 2 weeks, Veda, we will be having a live at the shop. So stay tuned. I will let you know. But also, I was just talking about our website. We do have ukuleles for sale, so check them out. We do have some one-of-a-kinds. They're going really quick. I do have to go to Ohana to go resupply. So, but I heard the supply of instruments, period, has been kind of crazy. COVID has disrupted the supply chain, and people are looking for instruments. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, like I was telling you guys before, I started playing ukulele about 5 years ago. And one of the things that I learned is to be successful, you have to do something kind of every day. Our motto here at Dave's Island Instruments is every day, and then if you know it, keep on strumming ukulele. And it's just a reminder just to, put music in your life. And, I think my belief is that people have music in their just in them. They're trying to get it out, and that's why they like to play instruments. So, you know, every day, keep on strumming ukulele. And it is a musical journey, if you see there at the top. Um, and what I found is that it's not only about the ukulele, it's also about other. It got me into other instruments or just music in general. It is a music journey. Because like I said, people have music in them and they just want to get it out. Whether it's through the ukulele, through the handpan, or any other instrument, I see that a lot. Marlita, hey, hi Marlita. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you, Marlita. Um, Here, I'll add you. Yeah, Marlita said hi. And then Veda, Veda was wondering if we're going to have free classes again or not. And I say, yay, it's going to come. Summer's coming. Things are opening up, and I believe we'll have still a COVID safe. Might just do it outside and have like a jam or a class. It'd be really fun to see all your beautiful faces. It's been a long time. But going back to your musical journey, it is a musical journey, and I'll talk a little bit about that. That's what's going to be. We're going to be talking about practice, because one of the questions I had in the beginning is, what do I practice? You know, and probably for some of you out there, you know, that are just beginning, you know, you try different things, but you know, maybe I can give you some tips today to help you with a practice routine that will help you progress. So. And then 5 years ago when I first started, there wasn't like the information on ukulele. It was like kind of scattered. It wasn't all in one place. So basically this sheet right here is teach yourself to play ukulele. Because you can teach yourself to play ukulele, and that's what I did. I basically 5 years ago, I just got all this information, and this is what culminated as this sheet is all the information that I found about ukulele, and it got me started. So I'm just sharing it with you guys. First thing is the history of the ukulele, where it comes from. It is a Hawaiian state instrument, but that's a cool thing to look up, is where the ukulele comes from. And I have an interesting story. I always wondered, because what was it? Everybody, all the guitar, or they say ukulele comes from the guitar, but I saw this. I watched this history of the guitar on YouTube. You probably can YouTube it. And I forget who the guy was, but they were going through all the guitars, and then the first guitar that they had, that they called a guitar, that was made, I think it was in Spain or Portugal, and it was 4 strings, and it was tuned to G, C, E, A. Which is, if you don't know already, that's the ukulele tuning. Pretty interesting. So, you know, look that up. It's kind of funny. It just tripped me out because the first guitar was actually an ukulele. So interesting. But it is a Hawaiian adoption of the Portuguese machete, or cavaquinho. You can look those up right here on the sheet, Look those up in Google, and you'll see that they look exactly like ukulele, but it's just a little bit different tuning. The word ukulele is jumping flea. Uku means head lice, and then lele is jumping. There's a bunch of stories on why that is, but this story right here I like is Queen Liliuokalani. It's an older saying. Uku meaning gift, and lele to come, and it is a gift that came to Hawaii, which is kind of cool because I believe this is a gift that came to me, which is awesome. So, and then I have beginner tips. You know, why the ukulele, that's a big thing. Why you play ukulele is going to determine, you know, if you stay with it or not. Unfortunately, if you look at the statistics for any instruments, you know, the fallout rate for people like starting and not going through with it's huge. But I think that has to do with your why. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then get a decent ukulele. A lot of times people think ukulele as a toy instrument, but it is not. It is a very there are really excellent ukuleles out there. You just have to educate yourself on the different types. sizes, colors. If you see behind me, right here, oops, right here, boop. That was the first ukulele I played, and then I have another one here. This is another a different size, and all that other stuff. And I'll get into that a little bit. Learn how to hold an ukulele. Once you do get an ukulele, it does feel uncomfortable once you're playing it, so you have to get used to having it in your lap, holding it, things like that. And I'll share a few things on that. Learn the basics, which I'll go over. Play slowly at first. A lot of people like to get onto the ukulele and just jam out. But like they say, you have to learn to walk before you can run. And one of the things is, start out slow. Go really slow. Actually, what I find is the slower you go, the faster you go. And then the biggest thing, practice, 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 which we'll talk about today. Yeah, and below, down here, on the online resources, those are some websites you can check out that I usually check out a lot for ukulele information. There's probably more nowadays, but those are the ones that I usually do. San Jose Uke Club has like this big songbook, which is cool. You can look at songs. Mosul is like 80 songs. Ultimate Guitar is like songs. If you want those, you can check those out. And then just all those different sites. And then YouTube is a wealth of knowledge. I've got to know some great people on YouTube. First one is Cynthia Lynn. We just completed I did 100 songs in 100 days. If you guys want to check that out, that's on my YouTube. Just go to Daniel Tim Tim. Oh yeah, where's my name? Oh yeah, just go to Daniel Tim Tim and on YouTube, and you'll see I recorded 100 cover songs. It was pretty crazy in 100 days, and a lot of people just completed that, and it was awesome. Congratulations to all those people that are out there that did that. It was pretty amazing. But Cynthia Lynn, she's one of the premier instructors online right now, or on YouTube, and she's awesome. She shares her music with a lot of people, which is really cool. Bernadette teaches music. She's cool. Ukulele, I just did a interview with him. Check that one out. That's awesome. He's been playing ukulele for a long time and does some cool stuff. I love his vibe. Jake Shimabukuro, he actually, if you check that out, he was the first YouTube viral video ever on YouTube. It was crazy. It was Jake Shimabukuro. Check that out. My Guitar Gently Weeps. And then Abe Lagrimas Jr. He's local. He's awesome musician. I say musician, but because his ukulele is like his third instrument. So he's like a drums, vibes, and then ukulele. And he plays jazz, and he's so good, super good. And we become kind of good friends. And then Taimani, another person that I like to watch. Love her style on the ukulele. And these are some of the sayings that I, kind of like to imprint in people's head is never stop learning. Music, what I find is you're always going to be learning something new. I've been playing for 5 years and I'm still learning. It's pretty awesome. And then do not fear to fail. A lot of people don't want to mess up, but the only way you're going to be successful is to mess up a million times. Practice every day, which we're going to talk about today. Make it a habit. Start with 15 minutes. That's what we're going to be talking about. And then, again, my motto is every time I say every day, you say keep on strumming ukulele. So let's try it. Ready? Every day. I heard somebody. Don't worry, you don't look dumb. If you shouted it out, you're cool. Woo. Let's see. These sheets are down in the description. There's a link for the sheet if you guys want to download that. You can check it out. This one is also there in the starter sheets, and basically these are the ukulele basics. You want to kind of know these things, and this is going to go into the practice. So let me give you just know your definitions of your ukulele. Up here is your headstock. These are your tuners. Get to know those because you're going to be tuning your ukulele a lot. Right here this white thing right here. This holds the strings. It's called the net, and it holds the strings above this, which is the fingerboard. Okay, and then on the fingerboard you have what is called frets. These are these metal things. They're the frets, but you're actually what this would be considered a fret. And if you notice, I'm numbered 1, 2, 3, and that would be that. So just remember that fret. This is fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, and fret 5. Okay. If you didn't know what these dots were for, that's what it's for. It's to mark the number of the frets. Okay. So if you notice, I went down to 5, and then this next one is 7. This is 10, and this is 12. All ukuleles are pretty much different. They'll be marked in different ways. Sometimes they have side markers. If you see these dots right here, so you can see it without turning, and you can just look down and see where your fingers are. So those are the frets. Just remember that, because that's when you're learning. We number. We go, hey, fret this. And actually, the other thing is you have to know the tuning of an ukulele. And if you see that where it says string tuning over there, this first string right here, or the one closest to your face, how you're holding it, is G, okay, or string 4. Remember these numbers: C, string 3, E, string 2, and A, string 1. Okay, and you want to remember those numbers because sometimes these are how like the charts are marked sometimes, or we will, like as a teacher, I'll say put your finger on fret 3 or string A or string 1. So that would be, you go 1, 2, 3. String A is that string that I'm on right now, is the bottom string, okay, or what I call the bottom string, away from your face. And yeah, and that would be, actually, that would be your first, if you do that, hold that string and pluck it, okay, that is a C note. If you strum it and it's going to be a C chord, I'll explain that in a minute, okay. Now, that's why you want to know those numbers. You'll see this all the time. We'll go fret, put your finger on fret this and that, and you'll see. That's how you'll learn how to do notes and chords. Let's see. This is the neck right here. Everybody asks me this. Where do I strum? This is usually right there. Is usually the sweet spot to strum. You can strum anywhere on the uk, but this is right about there is where you're gonna get the right sound. It's where the neck meets the body. Okay. And then this is the sound hole. This is where all the sound comes out, of course. This is your saddle, and this is your saddle. This other white thing. This is connected to this and holds your string above the board, and then your bridge holds your saddle, and that's connected to your. This is called the sound board. All right, sides and back. Okay, my ukulele, I upgraded it and put in a electric plug so I could plug in, and I actually added neck strap so I can be a rock star if I wanted to, standing up. But yeah, those are the basics or the basic parts of the ukulele. You kind of have to know those definitions. Now, know your ukulele. That's what I just talked about. Next thing is play slowly at first. One thing that you want to get used to is counting to 4 really slow. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. You want to get used to that, okay? Going right there. And then learning the basics, we'll kind of get into that. Actually, let me go into this first. First thing I want to go over is the 4 principles of music, just really quickly. I think this is big because this is kind of why you want to play music. And the question I always ask people is, where does music come from? Or actually from teaching, since I'm not music trained or I didn't go to school for music. I always wondered what I was teaching, and the question came up: where does music come from? It's kind of a crazy question, and another question you can ask is like, is music taught or is music innate? Meaning, is it inside of you? And what I found is everybody has music. Even when people tell me they're not musical, they have music. And if you want to go down to a cellular level, they've already done a study that your cells have a frequency that they vibrate at. And that means that we all vibrate at a certain frequency when you have a music in us. That's kind of crazy. So if you understand that music comes from you, it comes from within, and how we teach is as teachers, we just trying to get that music out of you through whatever instrument it is. Actually, you are an instrument with your voice and everything else. So that's where I believe music comes from, is from yourself. And these are the 4 principles based off of that. And if you understand these, this really helped me understand why I like to play music. And the first one is rhythm. We are all rhythm. We have a heartbeat. And basically, what does that mean when we're trying to play music? It means we have to get in touch or in tune with our body. The first thing that happened when I was starting to play ukulele, if you see this small ukulele over here, I knew this hand needed to do a lot of this, because every time I watched a ukulele player play, their fingers are going like that. And before, I couldn't do that because it's my left hand. I haven't used my left hand, so I wasn't in tune with my hand. So I had to practice. So basically, it's basically practice. And this works for any instrument that you're doing. You're going to have to practice. You have to get in tune with your body. Your finger has to move with the speed of thought. So that's why we practice the ukulele. And my thing is, every day, keep on strumming ukulele. And you have to practice every day. I've got a chance to speak to a lot of great ukulele players and just musicians in general. And I asked how often they play, and they said every day. And I go, and it was since day one, since they started, which was cool. So I knew this. So that's why 5 years ago, I decided, hey, I'm going to just play every day. And that's what I did. And now I'm here. Never thought I'd be a music teacher. Never thought I'd be talking to you about this. Pretty crazy. So that's rhythm, and it starts with practice, and we'll talk way more about that in a minute. I'll give you some practice routines and stuff. Melody, like I said, our cells vibrate at a certain frequency. We all are vibrating at a different frequency, I guess. And we all have a song, which means we all have a song that we want to sing. That's why we like to play instruments, or we like music. And so what does that mean? We have to learn the language of music, which is like music theory, learning notes, chords, things like that, how they work together, how songs are written. If you want to find your song, you have to know how songs are written. And that's why I show you those charts. I usually rewrite those charts. It helps me because it helps me I just remember the songs, and also it teaches me how they're written. It's pretty cool. I would suggest doing that. So that's melody. The third one is harmony. Be in tune with your body. You have to be in tune with your body first. And then this is a big goal because it's basically, what did I want to do with my music? And I think music is meant to be shared, right? And so what does that mean, sharing? You can either teach, you can perform, you can do live shows like this, whatever it is, but you just share your music, which is really cool. And that's harmonizing with the environment around you, which is really fun. That's really cool. And then silence. You can't have music without silence. The sound of silence is your breath. Pure silence is not breathing. And I believe that's where creativity comes from, is when you're in that zone. It's kind of like being in the zone. Learn how to use silence in your music. And actually, as I get better, I learn how to space my notes. And then go to the other one. Okay? And just having space in between the notes makes the music sound better. You can hear the notes better. It's pretty cool. How slow can you go? How slow can you go? I think that's a big, huge... We sometimes move too fast, I believe. I think we're moving way too fast right now. uh, but we need to slow down sometimes just to, you know, catch our breath. So that's a good thing. So those are the 4 principles of music. And what I like about this is, as I talk to people about this, you know, I ask them how their rhythm is. They're going, oh, I need to practice more. How's your melody? You know, I want to learn, you know, the circle of fifths, or I want to learn how chords work together. How's your harmony? I shared music with somebody. I actually had a student say, oh yeah, I taught somebody how to play ukulele, which is cool. And then silence is just breathing. And I'll give you actually some like good exercise. It's good to breathe while you're playing your instrument. So going back to the basics, I want to go over this real quick. In the practice that I'm going to show you today, you're going to have to know how to just do some basic stuff like strum. A lot of people, the first thing that they're going to do is want to strum. Everybody wants to strum, right? And if you, there's all kinds of ways. I use my finger. I use my thumb. You can use all fingers. And this is like your rhythm hand, or where your heartbeat is. Okay. Now the first one everybody usually learns is a thumb strum. It's a little bit easy. And what you kind of want to do in a thumb strum, this is a slow motion. I'll show you slow motion side of it. But basically, you take your thumb, you take the edge of your thumb, like right about here, and then put it on the top string, just like that, okay? And then apply a little pressure and push down, and then rest it on the next string. Just go really slow, and then push down again, rest it on the next string, and then push down again, rest it on the A string, and then push out, okay? That's really a slow motion. You want to hear the G, that's the G, C, E, and A. Do it one time and say the notes. G, C, E, A. I'm trying to harmonize with it. G, C, E, A. And then you just go faster. And then you go faster, 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 and then pretty soon it sounds like that. But you want to hear every single note, okay? You can also go up on it, and it's just basically going reverse, and you kind of get the bottom of your thumb, and it goes up. So it goes down, up, down, up, down, up. And a good way to practice those strums is just to do, like I said, the number 4, right? Just, you can practice down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with each 4, in between the 4s, you want to go and. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just get used to doing that in that 4 state. You can also like mix it up with the up. You can go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, you can do it that way. And those are just good ways to get your thumb going on the strum, just like that. Okay, finger, a little bit different. One of the things is, if you're looking at your finger, you want your finger to come down perpendicular to the string. If you come in sideways like that, you could catch the string, and I've heard of people cutting themselves on the string because they're coming down like that. So every time you want to come down like this. This is going to be the action of your finger. It's kind of like one of those prize wheels, and the little clicky thing that stops it, that's what you want your finger to be, okay? Now, on a finger strum, same kind of deal. You can press your finger like this, okay? And then you can just, if you don't have enough pressure, you can push down. Oops, this way. Oh, come back. Push down. Same thing like the thumb. And just practice that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, G, C, E, A. G, G, C, E, A. And then pretty soon, it's just like that. Looks like I'm coming sideways, but I'm not. I'm actually coming down like that. As you get faster, it's gonna be like that. And then you can do the same thing. Just practice going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you kind of want to get like a steady pace. Don't speed up, don't slow down. Just pick a pace. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you can speed up later. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can do the up down. Up comes up like this, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Start slowly first, and then keep it going. Okay. Another good way to practice the strums if you don't want it to ring out. If you lightly put your hands, I'm not pressing in. If you just lightly put your hands on the top, just to calm these strings, so they won't vibrate. And you come down and you do a strum. It's kind of like it's called a chuck. You get that motion. So you can practice your thumb strums like that. You can even do your finger strums. This is a good practice. If you get it sounding like a helicopter, just like a helicopter, you can do that. This thumb. Pretty, like, you just have to practice that. Like I said, every day. Keep on strumming ukulele. Practice that every day, and then pretty soon you'll have a good rhythm. So those are some practices just for strumming, okay? Now another thing that you're going to learn to do is to pluck. You're going to learn to pluck all these strings. There's 4 strings. You can use your thumb, like I'm doing right now, and just pluck down 2, 3, 4. Okay, try that with me really quick. And then name out the notes. G string, C, E, and A. Try it again. G, C, E, A. Okay, you can use just your thumb if you want. Okay, or you can use multiple fingers. I like to use 3. I usually use the thumb to control the top. I use my pointer finger to control the 2 middles, the C and the E string. And then I use my middle finger, or my ring finger, to control the A string on the bottom. Or you can use 4. It's up to you how you guys want it, or how to do it. Oh yeah, my middle finger for the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. G, C, E, and A. Or 4 fingers. G, C, E, A. I think you can see it. G, C, E, and A. Okay? That's how you would pluck. Okay? Now the reason why you want to know that is because in the beginning, here, I'll grab it. It's pretty crazy. This ukulele, when I first started, I knew I had to get my fingers to work. And this is the actual ukulele that I started with. It's kind of funny. It had this crack in it and everything. It still sounds good. Oh, it's so funny. It's still kind of in tune. But this was my neighbor's ukulele. He had started playing, and this was his first one. And then he got a new one, and then he let me use this. And what I would do is I would go on the balcony, and I would practice my fingers with the pluck. just like that. And it was this ukulele that I started. It's so funny. 5 years ago. Wow. And that's how I got my fingers to strengthen. The goal is to get this pinky to work. Okay. And if you look on my YouTube, I have a how to practice your ukulele every day for 15 minutes. You guys can check out that practice that I go through. But what I found is like I set a practice routine, okay, on things that I needed to work on at that time, and then I upgraded it as I went along. So it depends on where you are. If you just need to practice your fingers, then that's where you're gonna start. And I'm gonna give you guys some good practices that you guys can do just to strengthen your fingers so you can do stuff like that. So you can walk your fingers down the board. So, knowing that, okay, here's some of the practice. This is actually what the one. I'm just gonna give you the. Actually, I'm just gonna give you the top string. Basically, if you look at your fingers, okay, put your first finger in fret 1, second finger in fret 2, just like that, and you see your hand kind of fits, those fingers fit in those frets, okay? Usually, these fingers will control whatever is in that fret. That's where you're gonna put your finger, okay? Going down these, all right? So like I was telling you guys before, if you put your finger on fret 3, which would be that one, right? String A, okay? And that would be string A, all right? And you should be doing it, it will be this finger that you're using. If you pluck it, that's the C note. If you strum it, it's a C chord. A note is a single note, just like that. A chord is multiple notes because now you're gonna be, when you strum G, C, E, and now you have the C note. That makes a C chord, okay? So that's how you would put your fingers, all right? And if you notice on down here, chords to learn, and actually in the starter sheets that are below in the description, I have a chord sheet that you guys can look at. And what you're gonna see are these chord things, and basically what that represents, that box, is the 4 first frets and the strings. And if you see C, that's what it's gonna be. It had that black dot right there, okay? Now if you look at A minor, these are 1 finger chords. You would put your finger in 2nd fret, and then it's showing G string, so it would be that one. And that's how that would sound, okay? And then 2 finger chords, like if you see the F, you're gonna you have fret 1 and 2. So fret 1, you have your fingers on the E string, and then fret 2, your finger is on the G string. And it sounds like that if you strum it or pluck it. Okay. And then there's 3 finger chords. Now this one's tricky because now you have G, you have 2 fingers in that first fret, so you're gonna have to use 1 finger here, 1 finger here, 1 finger here. And then that would be a G string. Okay. Now, I know this looks kind of, sometimes it's difficult for a lot of people. It's because your fingers are not in tune with your body. So you have to get them in tune, and you're going to have to practice. The first practice that I did was I would take my hand like that, and then I put my fingers on these 4 frets, just like that. Boom. Kind of feel it. And then what you do is you pluck. See, I'm just going to use my thumb. So pluck 1 on the first fret, G string. Keep on going down the frets. 3 and then 4. All right. And then you can go backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Go down to the next string, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And go backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, go down the next string. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so forth. What I would do is I set number value. So that would be 1. Now at the top, I go back to the top, and then I would do 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But you can do any variation. The goal here is to get this pinky working, because your pinky's not working. When you can do this and hold down with your pinky, that's when your hand's strong enough. It might take a while. So that I did a lot of these. Okay, that's all I would do, and I would go up to 4 on the just doing that. Actually, I would kind of like, I wanted to feel every note, so I would do every 4. So I practice hitting all those notes. So that would be one part of your practice routine, is to be practicing something like that. Okay, there's all different ones that they have. I have my friend Abe, he does like the, they call it the spider, I think. It's kind of like that. It's a good exercise, sounds weird, but he would cross, go diagonal, and then do all those notes and stuff like that. It's just to strengthen your fingers. Okay, on your position on your uke too, if you notice my hand, look at my hand, it should be like kind of like parallel and going down the board like that. Kind of get used to it, holding your uke. You just want to make sure you just start holding it correctly. You see, you can't see my, this right here is holding it down, and then I'm kind of like wedging it between my body. So my fingers are like kind of pressing. See, I'm not holding it, but it's staying up and steady. That's kind of what you want. It's hard to get it in the beginning. You're gonna feel awkward with the position, so that's that. So that would be one of the practice. Do some finger exercises, okay? Just like that, going down the board. I have one that I do this. I do the C scale on the A string, this is a great exercise that I've been teaching to all my uke social people. And basically it's this. So it's just the C scale going down, and it helps you practice that going down. If you guys want to know more about that, come to my uke social. It's pretty fun. Actually, everybody's doing it now, because what that leads to is different things that you can do if you learn that scale. Just on the C range, you can do stuff like this. Start making songs from there. It's pretty cool. So that would be another practice that would practice, is just doing your fingers like that. And then on the strumming, you would just take like these chords to learn. Okay, that would be C. Like if you're on the thumb strum, you can go C, 2, 3, 4. Look at that A minor. Switch to that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do the F. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G. So if you look at those chords, you can do those in order and it like faster once you do get it, and it sounds like this. Back to C. Okay, so it all starts with 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then you can do fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back to C. And that's how you learn how to do those things. And I would make up a pattern that I would practice strums just like that. And I would just do it over and over and over again until I felt I was comfortable. And that's what it's all about, is just practice, 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 practice. Just keep on doing that. Set a routine. These would be my tips for find out what you need to do. If it's the beginning, you probably need some finger exercises just to get your fingers going. Okay? Because there's also things called bars. If you see my hand, I'm barring this whole. There's that, and then there's different. But you have to get your hand to actually do it. It takes a lot of practice. So every day, keep on strumming ukulele. That's why I keep on saying that, because it takes a little while. And it depends on you. It depends on how much you practice. You know, if you want to get good quicker, you just practice more. That's basically it. So now, once you do get your fingers in and you got your practice, another thing you can practice is songs. And if you look at the song that I actually did earlier, Island Style, is one of our. I like this song. It's really, it's a great song. Also, it's kind of easier to learn on the ukulele because it has easy chords. And this is a song sheet that I rewrote from another song sheet. Actually, I didn't find any song sheets on this one. I think I had to find it and find the chords and do it, and that's what this came out to. And if you notice on these sheets, this is called a chord sheet. And then it has the chords, just like I was showing you before in the boxes. Those are the ones that you're going to use. C, C7, F, and G. That's all you're using in those chords. So you would practice those chords. Once you got it, then I do what is called the one-hit wonder. This has actually helped me lately, too, with the songs. If you go really slow on the song, it's pretty awesome. But I do a one-hit wonder. You were hearing me sing it before, but I do what it's kind of like. I just hit it one time, like the chord, and then I say the words. I'll show you an example. So if you look at the top, this is Island Style by John Cruz. Awesome musician. Love him. And then the intro, you have a C chord, and then a G chord, and then a C chord. That's what you would do, just one hit on those. And then from there, if you notice, it goes into the words or it goes into the chorus. So I'm going from C, so on the island. We do it island style. Then you go to C. From the mountains to the ocean, from the G to the leeward C, and then 7, C7. On the island, F, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. And you kind of just want to say the word just so you know what the word is and you could say it. Because I remember like trying to sing these, I would kind of not say the word. It was weird. But now I'm forcing myself to say the word. It's like, it's super crazy. So then you just speed it up from there. And G, C, this is one step above, like with singing. On the island, we do it island style. And then you just, from the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. And then you just can speed it up after you get better at strumming. And then you can get into it, and this is what it sounds like. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. And that's why you learn those scales, because you can do stuff like that at the end of the song, which is cool. So our topic today was practice. Practice, practice, practice. And every day, keep on strumming ukulele. That's what the motto is here. So let's see, going back to the basics. So practice, practice, practice. Make it a routine, 15 minutes a day. These are like in number 5 over here. These are some good chords to learn. And then some bonus chords. Those are a little bit harder. And stuff like that. Bang. I think that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully those tips and tricks were good for you. I love talking about these 4 principles. Actually, this sheet is not in the description, but I will add it later. But yeah, how is your rhythm? How's your melody? How's your harmony? And how is your silence? You know, that's what you're trying to find out. And then these are the ukulele basics. And you can teach yourself to play ukulele. It's pretty cool. Hopefully this helps you guys practice 15. Just make a routine. Make a routine. Take 15 minutes. I know life is busy, but if you really want to get that music out of you, you're going to have to practice. And after doing the 100-day, it was pretty crazy because I actually counted how many people completed the 100 days of Ook in 100 days. Because there's some people still doing it right now. And there was 72 people that actually did it. It was pretty awesome. And what that told me is there's a lot of people that have music inside of them that want to get it out. And, you know, the ukulele is a great instrument for that. And because it's portable, you take it with you. I love to travel with my ukulele. And I love to share music. It's pretty fun. I'm finding more and more that, yeah, people have music in them and they just want to get it out, and it's fun to share how they can do that or get them inspired to get that out. And hopefully today this has helped you get there. All the sheets are available down below in the links. You guys can do that. But that is all I have for you guys today. Hopefully everybody has a great Memorial weekend. Yeah, actually, I think I have it to myself. My honey is away this weekend. We just went on vacation and for her 50th birthday and had a good time. But yeah, I get to hang out. Actually, I got a new toy. Once you do get better at ukulele, you get things like this, and this is called the looper. And oh my God, it's like a one-man band in a box right here. It's so awesome. It's so fun. I tried it. I just got it last night and tried it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this thing's crazy. So in future lessons, I'll be talking about this more because it is super fun to play. But with that, it is May 29th, 2021. This is the DII Free Ukulele Workshop. Anybody have any questions? I don't see any questions out there, but that's all I have for you guys. And like I said, every day, keep on own strumming ukulele. I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a great weekend.